عندهم انا بقف هنا.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر
إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ثم أما بعد. Inshallah, today I will, as we talk about Islah and reforming, I just want to mention a story in our history that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned as in the opinion of some of the Mufassirin, that the Surah Al-Buruj, the great stars, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَن يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ, and so on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this great surah, Allah talk about the heaven with the stars and giving us a shortcut or a short story about the people of the trench. These people that a king dig a trench for them and make fire and put them in the fire if they don't choose to obey him or pray to him and think that he's God. This surah or this story, actually we have a hadith in Muslim and Tirmidhi that Rasulullah giving us the story about them as per one of the mufassirin about this is the reason for revealing this surah. And the story of Rasulullah known as Al-Ghulam, the young boy. And the story goes like this. A king has in the nations before us, could be Bani Israel or nations before Bani Israel. And this king has a magician. And this magician got old and he told the king that I need a young boy to teach him magic, so this way the legacy and the knowledge I have will be transferred to the new generation and someone will help you. And back then magic and sihr was a great thing. It's the intelligence system the kings used to have, and to know what's happening and to go for fight or not, or war or not. And then they chosen a young boy, smart boy, to learn from the magician, sahir. And then he used to go to him every day. But in his way from his house to the magician, there was like a small temple or a church or a place of worship with a rahib, monk. He used to pray and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this young boy started to, in his way, sit down with the rahib, learn from him, and he accepted Islam because the rahib at that time, he believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the young boy every day will be late with the rahib or the monk, and then the magician will beat him up because he's late. And when he goes home, he will be late, and his father will beat him up because he was late. And the rahib told him, you know what? If you go late, tell them that the magician hold me. And when you go home, when you go to the magician, tell them that my father or my mother hold me. So this way they don't beat you up. So he managed a way for him to give him time to learn the deen and so on. And one day, when the young boy is walking, he found a dabba, like a big animal or a monster. And some riwayat or narration say it was a asad, lion. And he said, this is a good test. I will, O Allah, and made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the deen of the rahib, the true or God of the rahib is the true God, I will say by the name of this the God, I will throw a stone toward this animal. If I win, then I know for sure this is the true religion. And he did. He said, Bismi Rabb Rahib, and by the name of Allah, the Lord of the Rahib, and he killed the animals. And everyone in the village or in the city is talking about this young boy and his knowledge and his power to defeat such an animal. And what happened is everybody now is going to him, asking him for dua, for help. Someone sick, please heal me. At the same time, the king has a friend who was blind. He used to sit with the king, give him jokes, give him, fun time, because, the kings and presidents all the time busy with making our life miserable. So they need some fun. So anyhow, this guy was blind. And he went to the young boy and told him, can you heal me? He said, I don't heal you. Ana la ashfi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives shifa and cure. So he told him, if you want me to help you, you believe in Allah and I will make dua for you. So the man said, yes, I believe in Allah. And actually he made dua, and the man became, he can see again, Allah brought his sight back to him, or his vision. And he went back to the king, and the king knew that he was blind. He said, how come you see now? What happened? And he told him, Rabbi shafani, my Lord cured me. And he said, I am your Rabb. Ana rabbukum al-a'la, How come you listen to someone else? How come you worship someone else? I know what you don't know. I am the doctor, I am the philosopher, I am everything, And he said, no, Rabbi Allah. And he tortured him. The king tortured this blind man and forced him to tell him the truth. And he told him that, the boy is the one who made dua or make shifa to me. So he brought the boy and tortured the boy to tell him how you got your knowledge. So the boy told him about the monk, the rahib. Now the three of them in front of the king, and he said, no way I will torture you, otherwise you abandon your religion and come back to worship me. Then as the story said, The king, for the rahib and for the blind man who got his vision back, he, with the saw, munshar, and he split them in two halves. And they never left the religion. And then he went to the boy. And he told the boy, either you worship me or I will kill you. But because he knows the young boy has power, he didn't want to leave him. He wanted to use him. And the boy refused. So he told his soldiers, take the boy to a mountain and throw him from the mountain. And they did. And what happened? SubhanAllah, Allah saved the young boy, and everybody else fell from the mountain and they died. And the boy walked back to the king. He can escape. But this young boy has a mission. And to know that even if you are a young boy, you can do a lot for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We still have old people busy with their life, think about themselves, selfish. But this boy thought about the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the da'wah. And then he went back to the king. And he told the king what happened. And I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أن يكفيني شرهم. And Allah did. Allah protected me. Then he told other soldiers to take him to the sea. And they took a small boat. And same. Everybody drawn in the sea. And the boy went back to the king. And he told the king, you know what, you want to kill me? One option. You tie me on a tree. And I give you my arrow and bow. And you aim at me and say, Bismi Rabbil Ghulam. By the name of the Rabb or the Lord of the young boy. Say Bismillah. Just make it easy. Say Bismillah and kill me, you'll kill me. No other way. Some shuyukh, when they tell this story, they said that the king refused to say Bismillah. But not actually authentic. It's not authentic. Even if he did so, maybe. He said, by my name, Bismil Malik, Bismil the king, the name of the king. And nothing happened. The arrows will go right and left, not to the boy. And then he said Bismillah, out of frustration. And subhanallah, the arrow came to the cheek of the young boy. And he, when he was hit, he put his hand on the cheek, and then he died. Now the hashiyah, the clowns around every king, because it's circus. These people, they don't manage countries. They are clowns. So the clowns went to the king and told him, you are an idiot. We have only 3 people believe in Allah in this village or this kingdom. Now everybody saw this boy. They believe in him. They believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everyone in the kingdom, everyone witnesses this incident. Say, آمنا برب الغلام. We believe in Allah, the Lord or the Rabb of the young boy. What we do with them? Then the story goes that the king ordered his clowns, again, his soldiers and his ministers, to dig a trench, and everyone refused to worship him, threw him in the trench. And in the hadith of Muslim, a young woman has a baby, holding the baby, and she was hesitating. She refused, of course, to worship the king. She wanted to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it makes sense, And then she's holding the baby and hesitated to go, and because of the love and the mercy of the mother to the child, and the child spoken. Young boy, like 3-month-old or 6-month-old, he said, "Isbiri ya ummah. Oh, فإنك على الحق. Oh, my mother, be patient, because this is haqq." And some people say that he told her, this is the nar, this is the hellfire, but actually it is the Jannah. It is the heaven. And this is where the story of Ashab al-Ukhdud, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk in Surah Al-Buruj about them. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I want you, when you go home, to read the story in details, because we have no time. But we will just pick on some lessons from the great story of reforming. When people want to reform, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them a way out. عندما يريد الناس الإصلاح, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala سيعطيهم وسيساعدهم حتى يصلحوا. Number 1, this rahib or monk, he was worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in secret. Nobody knows about him, which is okay. Not everyone have the guts, not everyone is brave enough and strong enough to express his opinion in public, which is okay. We understand, we are human. You know, some people, you know, like the sheikh is a great alim, but he's not a man, which is okay. Not every man, Allah said, من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عهد الله عليه. Among the believers, men. And among the shuyukh, men. We have, you know, يعني أنا آسف, في شيوخ رجال وفي شيوخ عيال. يعني some shuyukh are strong enough to deliver the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pay the price for it. Like the young boy. The young boy was a sheikh, alim, and a man. The rahib is a great man. He's a great sheikh, but he doesn't have the ability to pay the price, which is not bad, by the way. I'm not criticizing him. But because when he has a moment of test, and actually he told the boy in the story, when he killed the animals, he said, today you became better than me, and you will be tested. And if they torture you, if they test you, don't inform about me. Don't tell them that I, the one who taught you. Okay? So, but when he stood in front of the king, and the king gave him the choice to be free, or I kill you, to worship me, or you die and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he chose to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and die, which is good. This is very good. Okay, so this is the minimum level that we expect from you and me. Number two, the ghulam. The young boy was good enough, was strong enough for many reasons. Number one is to speak in public. Every time someone will come to him and ask him for dua, ask him for cure, he will not tell him, me, I am. He said, no, I don't cure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ينسب الفضل لله سبحانه وتعالى. Everything he does, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing from me. I'm a poor man. I'm a humble man. You know, how many of us, when they do anything, you know, على قدر أهل العزم تأتي العزائم وتأتي على قدر الكرام المكارم وتعظم في عين الصغير صغارها وتصغر في عين العظيم العظائم. I will not translate this. But you know, I mean, it's say that the young, the humble people or the great people, when they do when they do great thing, they see it little. And a little man, when he do little thing, he says it's too big. You know, this is a problem. So number one, everything he referred to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't heal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, every time he has the opportunity, he make da'wah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He call people for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He remind people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time. It's a great mission. You know, قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين. My prayer, my act of worship, my life, my death for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even Sahaba, when Rasulullah told them that when you have relationship with your own wife, you will take hasanat, you will take good deed. And they ask Rasulullah, how come? We have fun and we have pleasure and we take hasanat. Rasulullah told them, if you put it in haram, it will be a sin. They said yes. He said vice versa. If you put it in haram, it will be in halal, it will be rewarding. But this is your aim. We want to have pleasure in the dunya, no doubt. But in the same time, that everything we do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you go for your work, it's not about money. It's not about yourself. You benefit people. You bring goodness to people. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be like them. The other thing that we have to do also and learn from this young boy, that he kind of, you know, they keep talking about strategic planning and so. You know, he said, you know what? My life has no value for everyone to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he made the choice. He can escape from the king first time. He can escape the second time. But he thought about, you know, I want everyone in the kingdom or in the village to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he thought about it. Okay, and what was it? What was the price? His life. His life. But his life equal nothing in this dunya. Why? Because the true life in what? In Akhirah. Very simple math. The last person to enter Jannah has 7 times of this earth. Okay? So even if we live, I'm not saying we should live miserable life. You should work hard to be the best person on earth. I call everyone to do, especially in Canada. We need everyone to be successful, but don't do it for yourself, do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, the last person to enter Jannah have 7 times of this earth. Imagine the treasures of earth, the gold, the diamond, the women, everything on earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the last person to enter Jannah 7 times. Should we sacrifice this dunya completely for 7 times of this earth? And we live for what? 50 years, 70 years, even 100 years, 950 years, we will die. And the true happiness in Akhirah. And this was the choice of the young boy. A young boy is teaching us how to make a strategic planning and make a strategic choice. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to learn from our deen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to learn from the Quran and Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilma. Allahumma amla qulubana bihubbik wa hubbi man ahabbak wa hubbi kulli 'amalin yuqarribu ila hubbik. Allahumma ansur al-islam wal muslimin fi kulli zaman wa fi kulli makan ya rabbal alamin. Allahumma ighfir li abaina wa ummahatina ila abina Adam wa ummina Hawa واهد ذرياتنا إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا وعلمنا وعلم بنا وأصلحنا وأصلح بنا وانفعنا وانفع بنا. اللهم استخدمنا ولا تستبدلنا وعلى طاعتك أعنا ومن شرور أنفسنا ومن شرور خلقك سلمنا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.